Okay, are we with Jeff not here? You're joking. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We're for the special meeting of the Board of Trustees, public hearing on Taylor Glen TIF.
Trustee Wallert?
Here.
Trustee Ulrich?
Here.
Trustee Unger?
Here.
Okay, so we'll get up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And for our moment of meditation, since this starts the holiday season, let us remember and give thanks to all the wonderful people in our life, and let us cherish them and keep them in our lives for the good. Thank you. All right, thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to all. Upcoming since our last meeting before then.
Yes, Board, the only item on the agenda tonight is a public hearing for the Taylor Glen TIF. This is contemplated to be a 99-home, single-family attached project, and we're required to have a public hearing before any action on establishing the TIF, and so I would recommend a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll motion to open public hearing on the Taylor Glen TIF.
I'll second.
Hearing no discussion, Trustee Unger?
Yes, open the hearing.
Trustee Ulrich?
Yes.
Trustee Wallert?
Yes.
You want to swear in anybody that wants to talk?
Anyone that would like to speak tonight on the Taylor Glen TIF, have you up? Doesn't look like anyone.
Seeing and hearing.
I motion that we close the public hearing on the Taylor Glen TIF.
I'll second that.
Trustee Unger?
Yes.
Trustee Ulrich?
Yes.
Trustee Wallert?
Yes.
Having no other items on the agenda, I would recommend adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Trustee Unger?
Yes.
Trustee Ulrich?
Yes.
Trustee Wallert?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 5:02. Thank you.
I would like to call to order the November 18th, 2025 meeting of the Colerain Township Zoning Commission. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to those in attendance, township staff, and my fellow commissioners. Just a friendly reminder at this time for everyone to silence your devices. And can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bachman.
Here.
Mr. Hauser.
Here.
Mr. Westfall.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Ms. McMullen.
Here. Okay, commissioners, presented before you tonight are our meeting minutes from our September 16th, 2025 meeting. Does anyone have any comments or required edits of the minutes? Okay, seeing no required edits, can we have a motion and a second, please?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from September 16th, 2025.
Second.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bachman.
Yes.
Mr. Hauser.
Yes.
Mr. Westfall.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Ms. McMullen.
Yes. Okay, next we would like to welcome members of the public to address the Zoning Commission. However, if you are planning to speak during either of the public hearings, we will invite you to the podium during that hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak about something other than those public hearings? Okay, I see none. Next on the agenda is final development plan. We do not have any for this month. So that does bring us to our first of two public hearings for tonight. First up is zoning case CZC-25-14, which is a text amendment. And does staff have a presentation?
I do.
Thank you.
CZC-25-14 is regarding alternative financial services. The proposed action is to amend section 3.4.4 regarding alternative financial services. This would reduce the population-based cap from 1 per 10,000 residents to 1 per 9,000 residents. There's no other spacing or buffer standards that are proposed to change. A summary of this case: the Board of Trustees initiated a text amendment on August 26, 2025. The request originated to allow one additional establishment under the population cap. The existing cap and spacing standards were designed to prevent overconcentration of this use type, so the change could incrementally loosen longstanding safeguards, and the proposal may not align with ongoing reinvestment and corridor stabilization efforts. The section to amend is 3.4.4. And the summary of the change, currently we have one alternative financial service per 10,000 residents. If this is passed, there would then be one per 9,000 residents. This would allow a current one to move to a new location. This effectively increases the total number of allowable alternative financial service uses township-wide, and it could create additional saturation in the corridor moving forward. The staff findings, from the comprehensive plan perspective, the current cap supports reinvestment in corridor character. Loosening that cap could conflict with policy goals. The community character, increasing allowable alternative financial service sites may alter intended commercial mix and reinvestment conditions. Economic reinvestment, added establishments may reduce regulatory balance meant to protect long-term commercial diversity. Regulatory consistency, no documented planning need or policy directive justifying this change is present. Isolated amendments, they risk inconsistency in our zoning resolution. So the overall conclusion is that the proposed amendment lacks a clear planning rationale and might actually weaken existing safeguards we have in place. So for that reason, the staff recommendation is denial of the proposed text amendment. Ms. McMullen?
Thank you. Hey Maggie, do we have the sign-in sheet? So at this time, we would like to open our public hearing, and I have a motion and a second, please.
I'll move to open the public hearing.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. It's okay. Thank you. Okay, so it looks like for this one, we do not have anyone signed in. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak regarding the alternate financial service? Is there an applicant? Or was that Colerain Township?
The Board of Township Trustees initiated, and then at the last meeting, this board also initiated the text amendment.
Okay, thank you. So commissioners, before we close our public hearing, does anyone have a question for staff?
I do. I'm just a little confused on what we're trying to do here. So I understand we have one for 10,000, one establishment for 10,000 population. So that 60,000-ish in the township, right? So is there 5 or 6 establishments?
There are 7.
There's 7. Okay, so grandfathered in, I would assume. And we're doing this request is because someone wants to have an alternative financial service establishment in the community.
So just to be fully transparent, CheckSmart wants to close their location and move across the street. The moment they turn the light off, they're no longer 7, they're 6. We cannot permit another one. They can't open across the street unless it's 1 per 9,000. So this change would allow them to move across the street. Denying this change would mean they have to stay put or they have to leave the township.
And do you have any knowledge of the reason that they'd like to move across the street?
I couldn't speak for their exact reason. Okay. I know that we had a hearing at the Board of Zoning Appeals for a future use of that building.
Okay. It is coming down.
Any other questions for staff?
Ms. McMullen?
Yes.
Who was the first and second on closing the public portion?
First and we haven't closed it yet, just open.
You were first and you were second? Okay.
So with no other questions, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. Second.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. Commissioners, at this time, is there anyone who would like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to deny the requested amendment to the zoning map as shown in Appendix B.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second for denial. So that means a yes to deny or a no if you do not wish to deny. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. Thank you. So, sorry about the rain, we didn't call for it. So our next one is zoning case CZC-25-15, a requested map amendment to rezone the property at 3882 Colerain Avenue. And staff have a presentation?
I do. Okay, our final case tonight is CZC-25-15. This is a map amendment at 3882 Colerain Avenue. The proposed action is to rezone 3882 Colerain Avenue from RER, Rural Estate Residential, to AMN, Avenue Mixed North. Avenue Mixed North is a commercial district. A Rural Estate Residential is a residential district. The request is to allow the development of a cannabis dispensary, but this case is not to hear whether or not there should be a cannabis dispensary in Colerain Avenue. That's a case for another day. This is to hear whether or not the property at 3882 Colerain Avenue should be rezoned from a residential property to a commercial property. So keep that in mind when you make your comments, because that's what the commissioners will be voting on tonight. So the zoning commission may recommend approval with conditions, or denial of the proposed action. Here's a summary. It's a 1.63 acre property at Colerain Avenue and Old Colerain / Struble Road. This has historically been used for a seasonal produce stand, and there's no primary structure. The surrounding mix, to the south we have Avenue Mix North, which is the business district. Wawa is in a planned district, which is a pre-planned business district in this case. And there is rural estate residential to the west and north, and the landfill is nearby. The corridors function commercially, but there are residential pockets, and they remain intentionally preserved. In 2025, Colerain Township adopted new cannabis regulations allowing dispensaries only as conditional uses in Avenue Mix North, Avenue Mix Central, and Avenue Mix South. They are not allowed in any planned districts, which is like Colerain Town Center, Northgate Mall, Stone Creek. They're not allowed in any residential districts under any circumstance. They're only allowed in Avenue Mix North, South, and Central, aka Colerain Avenue. Applicant seeks rezoning specifically to enable a dispensary. No prior map amendments have been applied for this site to staff's knowledge. So the request, if approved, will rezone parcel number 5100182000900 from RER Rural Estate Residential to AMN Avenue Mixed North. The staff findings: consistency with a comprehensive plan. The plan identifies this segment north of Struble Road as a residential edge to be preserved. The Avenue Mixed North expansion northward is not supported by the adopted land use plan. Colerain Township has something called a comprehensive plan, and it is a long-range plan about what areas of the township are supposed to have which land uses. The land uses north of Struble are to remain residential according to that plan. Compatibility with surrounding development: the site is part of a cluster of RER Rural Estate Residentially zoned parcels, and the rezoning creates a leap in commercial zoning and weakens established residential buffer areas. The intent of recent cannabis regulations: these regulations were intending dispensaries to locate in existing commercial districts, not expand commercial zoning into residential districts. That was not the intent when the trustees passed this. Rezoning solely to enable a single dispensary risks a precedent for site-specific rezoning. So, for all those reasons, staff recommends denial of the proposed map amendment. And I will also point out, this was not brought forth by staff or the trustees. This is brought forth by an applicant. When an applicant applies for a case, we are legally required to hear the case. So anyone who thinks that the trustees are attempting to rezone, that is an incorrect narrative. This is an applicant trying to have the property rezoned. Ms. McMullen.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, can we have a motion to open our public hearing, please?
I'll motion to open public hearing, case CZC 2515.
And I'll second, please. And a roll call.
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. And do we have an applicant present?
Is Mr. Haley present?
Madam Chairman?
Yes.
Before we get to the meat of the matter, I would like Mr. Peters to really talk about this issue of the rezoning versus the cannabis, because if the rezoning were to go through, would the cannabis facility need a conditional use?
Correct.
Could you kind of talk
Yeah,
through that in
absolutely.
layman's terms?
Thanks for that
'Cause
question.
I think we're all going to talk about cannabis when we really need to be talking about the rezoning.
Yeah,
So
I
if you could
I
do
agree.
that.
Okay, thank you. So the trustees approved the cannabis use, but only in Avenue Mix, Central, and North. So what is essentially being requested here is taking a piece of residential property and making it Avenue Mix North, because if they didn't do that, they would not even be able to apply for the conditional use. So if this map amendment passes, that piece of property will now be considered business commercial zoned, Avenue Mix North. The same zoning we have underlying Wawa and Lowe's, even if they're in planned districts. Now, if we don't do that, he cannot apply for a conditional use on a rural estate residentially zoned parcel. So if this is denied, he can't apply for that conditional use. If it's approved, he can. So even if they approve it tonight, the Board of Zoning Appeals could deny the conditional use at the next hearing. If it's denied tonight, there won't be a next hearing. Let me say too, they make a recommendation to the trustees. So if it goes to the trustees and it's denied, but, yeah, so I made a recommendation to deny. They will make a recommendation to approve or deny, and then the trustees will make the final decision. Did everyone follow that? You can't ask me questions yet if you didn't, but I'm seeing some yeses.
So let me just, so that we're all clear. So what we're looking at as a zoning commission this evening is, should the property be rezoned from residential to commercial?
Correct. And
But that's it.
That's it. It's no different than if a bakery were wanting to build something there.
Butcher, bakery, a pharmacy, whatever the case may be. The cannabis issue, though, is a whole potentially separate issue. Should this rezoning go forward, it would be a conditional use from the Board of Zoning Appeals,
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yep.
And would those that are within 100 or 200 feet get notified, or is that not
Everyone who touches the property line would be
touches the
notified.
property? And that, who was notified in this particular case?
Everyone who
Touching or
touches the
within?
property line.
Everyone who touches. So it's the same notification procedure, if you will.
Correct. Yes, just an important distinction. We're not deciding on cannabis or not cannabis, okay? You know, we're deciding on whether or not this piece of land should continue to be residentially zoned or if it should be commercially zoned.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you can come forward. And for the record, you will need to state your name and address, please.
My name is David Haley. My address is 4663 Lapwing Court, and that is in Lebanon, 45036. And I do apologize. I did bring a presentation to be put up, but I'm a little behind the times. Mine's just a regular USB versus USB-C, but I do have a plan B for you. Okay to approach you and pass these out to you?
Could we maybe pass one around the audience while you're talking?
Yes, I've got a couple extras.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm going to keep one for myself, but well, thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity to speak here tonight. As David mentioned, I am the owner of Ancient Roots. We're currently one of the cultivators and processors here in Ohio. And when Issue 2 got passed, we were given a retail license as well. And so that's ultimately what I'm looking to bring to the township. The parcel in question is currently RER, but if you go to the second page, and just, I'm assuming you guys probably know which parcel we're speaking of, but it's literally right on the corner of Colerain Avenue and 127. And so it is right directly across from the Wawa. I think and I think the property owner here to speak to it, it doesn't really appear that it would be a lot that anyone would really ever build on. From a residential standpoint, if you kind of just, would go up there and look at it, I personally can't imagine anyone building a residential home on there. And then right across the street, as they mentioned, is the Wawa that, I guess there's two properties there, but part of it is Avenue Mix North that's directly right across from there. And then on the next page is just a real simple, sketch of what I would propose. I would be looking to build roughly around a 4,000 square foot, very modern looking. There's, that's not the actual building on the last page, not the exact elevation, but very similar in style and curb appeal. And I would like to have a drive-through if that is permitted at the end of the day. Yeah, on the last page is roughly about what it would look like as far as from an aesthetic standpoint. Oh, there you go. Yep. And I believe the history on this property was, at one point, there was some business located on this parcel, if I'm not mistaken. I know there were several parcels that the family owned, and I think some were gobbled up by the state through eminent domain. And then I think, as David mentioned before, currently it's being used as like there's a fruit stand. So there is some commercial activity going on currently at the location as well.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? All right, you can sit. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, so I will go down the list. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are signed in. So please be cognizant of the amount of time that you stand at the podium, please. First up is Pam Fernbach. Yes. So do you just want me to cross you off altogether? Okay. No, you both can.
Hi, I'm Dennis
Hi,
Fern.
so, yes, I was just going to say, I need both of your names and address for the
My
record,
name is
please.
Dennis Fernbach, and my address is 2833 Ross Millville Road, Hamilton, Ohio, 45013.
Okay.
I'm Pamela Fernbach. My address is 6070 Philadelphia Road.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, basically, my family has owned that property since around 42, early 40s, 1942. What happened was my parents acquired that from another part of the family. And since then, we've owned that property. But if you'll see 27, Route 27 on that picture there, that was never there. And that came along at that point. At that point in the game, the business was closed that was there, and that road was put through. And since then, the property has just been dormant until we put a corn stand on it. My wife was selling corn and stuff like that. The property always was business. My mom and dad had a business on that property of auto sales. There was a pony keg there. Auto repair. There was a lot of business on that property forever. And when that road went through, Hamilton County rezoned that into residential. We never done that, but Hamilton County did. And since then, I've obtained a variance on that piece of property to be able to do our corn stand. Since then, I'm just after selling the property. You know?
You all had mentioned that people were notified within 100 feet. There is no residential within 100 feet. If you look at the backdrop, that belongs, I believe, to Rumpke's. Wawa's, of course, across this, across that. There is nothing that is residential, nor will there ever be. There's nothing within 100 to half-mile backs. There is nothing for a half-mile back. I mean, you could do a drive-by. There are no other,
I can see it.
what are you?
There is across the street
Right
there.
across the street.
Across the street, yes.
No.
And that's not 100 to 200.
No.
Just to be clear, there's no foot requirement. For notification, we have to notify anyone whose property line touches or who's directly across the street. That's what the Ohio Revised Code requires.
Okay.
Sorry, board.
And again, I don't see that you had said that 100 to 200, so that's what I was addressing.
No, I said it,
Okay.
and I was in there.
And I don't think anybody in a residential, I'm gonna put a house up, would have any ability to get the facilities they need, like sewer, water. They couldn't afford to get that put there. That would be relatively expensive for an independent, somebody building a home.
And with a couple thousand trucks a day, Rumpke's trucks coming in and out there. I mean, I don't know how many thousand it is, but it's several thousand a day coming in and out of Rural Road. Who's gonna want to build a decent house on that piece of property? There's no possible way anybody build a house there.
Yeah.
So then your intent currently is just to sell the property?
That's what my intent is now, yeah. I wouldn't want to build a house there, and I don't know anybody else that would.
So with the existing variance that is there now for the fruit stand, if it is denied tonight and you still own that property, next summer, is the Burwinkle stand going to be there? Will they keep using it until you sell?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not using it, actually, we are. My wife does that stand. We get the produce and stuff from Burwinkle's and then resell it. It's not Burwinkle's at all.
Okay.
Just ID'd on, people love their corn, so they put their name out there and then people know what corn they're buying, so to speak.
Okay, since we have the property owners at the podium, does anyone have any other questions for them? Nope. All right, thank you.
I just have one other thought that goes to what Dennis said. If any of you were looking to construct a home, would this be anything that you would put a home on? Just isn't that anymore?
I do have a question for you. You say the property's currently on the market, you're trying to sell it? Is that,
I don't have it advertised,
okay.
So
So has it been in the state of not being advertised for 60 years?
It's never been it was advertised one time for about a year or so, and the guy never got no hits on it, so, we just never did it again.
So are you actively trying to sell it?
No, not really, but.
Somebody came to you and said, hey, I've got to use and, okay.
I mean, I've had a lot of people call me about that piece of property, and hundreds of people call me about it, but I just normally don't hear what they're saying because I've had people offer me $25,000 for that piece of property. They're investors, they're lowballer. That's who's called me.
Okay, thank you. Chris Henson? Not when you're at the top of the list.
Shocking, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm shorter.
So your name and address for the
Chris
record.
Henson, 6061 Dunlap, 45252. First of all, let me say I'm speaking tonight as a resident and a property owner. The concerns and opinions are mine and do not represent any organization I belong to. Additionally, to be quite frank, if some business came and offered me gobs of money, I'd be here like the Fern Box asking for a zone variance. So I get it. But I'm here as a Dunlap resident expressing my concern to maintain our rural community. Colerain Township is made up of several diverse areas, and the northwestern section is the most historic and the most rural. The old Colerain Day Road area is the gateway to that rural residential area. During the debates on the Wawa development, residents were assured by the trustees that the business expansion would go no further north than Struble Road. Now, less than a month later, there's a proposal to create another business zone directly across from Wawa. In my opinion, when business expansion goes further north, it just increases the places that you can build a business. I'm baffled that with so many vacant businesses in Colerain, that it is necessary to expand north and create more business zones. Both police and fire can confirm that the traffic is problematic at this intersection, and it will be increased when Wawa opens. As a resident living in Dunlap and anticipating the increased traffic, I have already altered my driving patterns to destinations on Colerain Avenue. Now there's a potential to add another business to the mix at this intersection. So I strongly encourage this commission to vote no to the zoning change. There's no reason to create new business zones. Keep the old Colerain residential and rural.
Thank you. Rebecca Relfer? Okay.
Here on a different, I didn't understand the concept of the meeting tonight. I agree, and I asked that. Waste of time.
And Chad? Sorry, I couldn't read your last name. Okay.
Chad Rawford, 6049 Day Road, 45242. With what she said, it's mainly a safety issue with the amount of traffic. Really concerned with how Wawa come in. This is going to be another thing that's going to be our only way back to our homes into that rural area. It's more congestion with the thousands of Rumpke trucks that come out, the traffic out of Millville, Oxford. That is a hornet's nest of traffic in the evening. And that's my biggest concern. And it's too much, and it's a residential rural area. We don't need more business in that area. Clyde Mower was a small mower shop that started out and, you know, got a little bigger, but now you got a Wawa there that's 3 times the size and going to have 5 times the traffic. This is just going to add to that problem. So that's all I got. And I hope you guys deny it. Thank you.
Thank you. Josh Parsons?
Hi, I'm Josh Parsons. I live at 4476 Day Road. I'm almost within walking distance of that right there. So every morning I travel that route. I leave at 6:30. I get home about 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's a complete nightmare to get in and out of there every day, every evening. There's countless accidents already. The Wawa, I'm sure, is going to cause a lot of issues with that area. Colerain Avenue is already littered with commercial properties. Everywhere you go, there's a checks cashed or another auto lot or a gas station, you know. And we hate to see that this move any farther north than it already has. And I understand the property owners want to get rid of it, you know, but they also don't live near it. They don't have to deal with the traffic every day. They don't have to deal with the congestion. And for the people that live across the street, I'm sure their property values are going to drop. I'm sure they're already dropping because of the Wawa. There's nobody that's going to want to purchase a house right next door to that gas station or across from a dispensary. And there's a lot of people that would probably be upset if they see this go through. Thank you.
Thank you. David Henley or Hanley?
What's the applicant? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that is you. Okay. Yep, you're good. Thanks. Matt Teetsort?
Hello, Matt Teetsort, 8448 Lions Drive. I'm just here to let you know that I don't support the change from rural estate residential to Avenue Mix North. As staff has stated, it's not about the use, the type. I think it's just a residential, not even, you know, even if it was something more popular or highly requested, like some of these popular restaurants that people are begging for in the area, that if that was the case, it still wouldn't matter. that it should, not encroach on the north side of Old Colerain into the residential area. I mean, I get the Wawa across the street. When you guys rezoned that, the Cly mower was already zoned commercial. So you guys rezoned the one little pocket where the house was in front of Cly mower to make that compatible with the rest of the property there. So that made sense. I got that, it was already, zone commercial. But this across the street, I think, should stay real estate residential. And I hope you guys recommend denial to the trustees. Thank you.
Thank you. Connie Gordon?
Hi, my name is Connie Gordon. I live at 11200 Gosling Road, and I am very concerned about turning left into what we call Old Colerain. The traffic from the north comes in at 60, 50 to 70 miles an hour, and it's very dangerous. The left turn light signal there, it stays, you can turn even when everybody can turn there. It's not just like a green light or green arrow and it stops. And I'm really concerned that once people pull into Old Colerain, they're gonna stop. And then the other cars following will back up and maybe be T-boned by the oncoming traffic. So I'm against it, and I really don't want a dispensary that close to my home. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Connie was the last one on the list. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Okay, seeing none. All right. Commissioners, before we close our public hearing, do any of you have any questions?
Just one, if you can put the map back up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
The question is, the light blue, I assume, is the developable area, or at least the parcel. Well, here's where I'm going with my question. I assume the state has limited access right-of-way for US 27? In other words, no curb cuts, no access.
Oh, yeah, no, it would have to be on Old Colerain.
And does that then wrap around to Old Colerain, where I see the break between the blue and the street?
There's like a parking lot right now, but that's probably where the access point would be. That's also not a township road, so that would be determined by either ODOT or Hamilton County.
So I guess where I'm trying to question is the only access to this piece legally is on Old Colerain.
I have a very hard time believing ODOT would give them access on 27. I don't know if Mr. Haley has further information about that, but that would be shocking.
Okay. And the sewer that Wawa brought up, do you remember how far that came to the property, to the Wawa property?
I don't remember, or if it extends to this property, Ms. Klein. Do you remember? Okay, yeah, we're not sure, since we don't review sewer on township. Mr. Wander says it doesn't, for the record.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? No. All right, can I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing?
Well, motion to close public hearing.
Second.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. Okay, so commissioners, we are at a point in the process where we need to make a motion. Is there anyone who would like to entertain a motion? Okay, I will make a motion to deny the requested amendment to the zoning map for case CZC-25-15. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second that.
Thank you. So we have a motion to deny and a second. So a yes vote would be a denial vote, and a no vote would be an approval vote. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. So the motion is denied.
Instead of everyone leaving, or we'll be done in about 2 minutes, okay? Okay, yeah. So that is a recommendation to deny. That goes to the trustees. The trustees will take our department's recommendation and the zoning commission's recommendation and consider both of those denial recommendations, and they'll make a recommendation, or they'll make a final decision to approve or deny.
And that meeting is scheduled for what day?
December 9th. Thank you, Maggie. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, there will be a public hearing there too as well.
Okay, so next on the agenda is informal concept reviews. We have none. No old business,
Correct.
no new business.
Correct.
Okay, we do have an administrative matter, which is a proposed initiation of a text amendment to the Colerain Township zoning resolution, section 3.4.12, charitable donation containers.
Yes. Okay, Ms. McMullen and Commissioners, the proposed action is to initiate a text amendment to clarify and modernize eligibility standards for charitable donation containers. So I'm asking you to direct staff to revise section 3.4.12B. And what this will basically do is update the zoning resolution to clarify two things. First, there's an instance of may that should be shall. And also expand applicability for the charitable donation containers for schools. And basically institutional uses would be the broad category. So right now, I think it says churches. We just wanted to change that to institutional uses so that schools would be able to do this as well. So I'm asking you to authorize staff to prepare a draft text amendment and a formal staff report for our next month's public hearing. The proposed motion is on the screen and in your packet, Ms. McMullen.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll motion to, that the zoning commission initiates a text amendment to update the regulations for charitable donation containers by clarifying eligible zoning districts and institutional use criteria, and to direct staff to prepare a formal staff report and draft text regulating that changes for consideration at a future public hearing.
And I'll second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes. All right, so no announcements?
None.
Next meeting is December 16th, 2025. All right, so thank you to my fellow commissioners, staff, everyone who was present tonight, and those who chose to speak. We appreciate you. I do want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving holiday.
No.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.